Thank you so much for listening and watching the annual financial report tutorial brought to you by Girl Scouts of Montana and Wyoming. The annual financial report shows the council and others involved in the troop a summary of the financial activity of the troop throughout the year. Each year, an annual financial report is due to council on June 30th. An annual financial report may be submitted online, which is the preferable method, or by paper and mailed to council headquarters. There are online resources available to help with the completion of the annual financial report, this tutorial being one of them. We will go over the income and expenses of the troop and explain what the financial summary should look like. Additional information should be given to council under certain circumstances, and we will go over what those circumstances are. We will also go over in detail the submission process of the online version of the annual financial report. Most of this tutorial covers the process in which the online version is filled out in the volunteer toolkit, which is available to all troop leaders. Annual financial reports must be submitted by June 30th of each year, either online via the volunteer toolkit or by mail. If you're submitting the report with the paper form, you can find it on our website at www.gsmw.org under Forms and Resources, and it must be mailed into the headquarters office at 2303 Grand Avenue, Billings, Montana 59102, or emailed to accounting@gsmw.org. The preferable method of completing the financial report is online via the volunteer toolkit. This tutorial will give you a step-by-step instruction on how to fill out the online report. Please remember that troop and service unit bank accounts are subject to closure if an annual financial report is not submitted to council. Okay, so now we will begin the step-by-step process to begin filling out the annual financial report online via the volunteer toolkit. Please log in to your troop's VTK through the MyGS link on the GSMW website and click on the Volunteer Toolkit tab. Now you'll be at the home page of your toolkit, and you want to go to the Finances tab. This is the annual financial report information that will eventually be submitted to council. At the top of the form, you will see that you're filling out the report for the 2016-2017 membership year and the troop number for whom you are filling in the appropriate information. There is also a link at the top right-hand side of the page that you may click on in order to find additional resources for filling out the financial report. When you click on the Financial Tips and Information link, you will see additional links that could be very useful to filling out the annual financial report. There's the paper form of the annual financial report, an Excel document of a monthly financial template that is laid out exactly like the annual financial report that you're about to fill out. There's Chapter 5, the Managing Group Finances from Volunteer Essentials, and this annual financial report tutorial video. You'll click the X to go back to the annual financial report form. When going back to the annual financial report, you'll have some fields to fill in with appropriate troop information. The income field categories are GSUSA National Membership Fees, which are funds collected from parents or guardians for membership costs that are eventually paid out to GSUSA. There are also financial literacy income. These numbers will come directly from Nutty and eBuddy. You can actually begin filling in these numbers as the financial literacy programs come to a close. For example, in December or January, after your troop has completed the Fall Magazine and Nut program, you can log into Nutty, go to the Bank Deposits tab, and enter the total sales amount in this box. The amount should not change throughout the year. And the same goes for cookies in May. When the cookie program has finalized, you can log into eBuddy, go to the Sales Report tab, and in the left column, under Packages Received, look for the total troop sales and enter it in this box. Again, this amount should not change throughout the year. There are also categories like troop money earning projects, troop or group sponsorships, funds collected for insignia recognitions, funds for programs, trips, and camping, troop dues, and there's some additional income boxes for other funds collected throughout the year that may not fall under any of the previous categories. You can also give council additional information on troop income if you click on the plus sign next to the add a note on troop income. So please note that this form is automatically updated as you're filling it out and saved while you're filling it in. And do not enter special characters such as commas in the income fields. Now to troop expenses. The expense fields and categories should be the exact opposite of the income from above. The categories are the GSUSA national membership fees, the financial literacy expenses, which again come directly from Nutty and eBuddy and can be filled in as the programs come to a close. The cost of Fall Magazine and Nut program is the monies due to council under the Bank Deposits tab in Nutty. And the cost of the cookie program is the council proceeds under the Sales Report tab under the Packages Received on the left side of the page in eBuddy. Every troop has a cost of leftover product if they have not been able to deliver all of their cookies and or nuts and candy. We'll talk about the cost of the leftover product for the troops in the next slide. The other expense categories that are in this form is the troop supplies and snacks, service project costs, cost for insignia and recognition, cost for programs, trips, camping, and then there's some other boxes for expenditures made throughout the year that may not fall under any of the previous categories. Remember, don't put any special characters such as commas in the expense fields, and this form does automatically update as you're filling it in. Okay, so the cost of leftover product. All leftover cookies, candy, or nuts that the troop has not sold is a cost to the troop. For example, all regular boxes of cookies that would usually sell to a customer for $4 per box has actually cost the troop $3.50. Because the troop already paid for the cookies and they had troop proceeds, that is why the cost is $3.50 per box. All leftover fall nuts and candy actually cost the troop the price of the item less the 15%, which were the troop proceeds. Now with the cookies, you have to remember if the troop proceeds were more than the 50 cents per box, then the cost should be adjusted accordingly. You can calculate your troop proceeds from the sales report by adding the troop proceeds rate, the no reward proceeds, and the tiered rate. The next section of the annual financial report is automatically filled in from the previous information entered in the fields above. The only information you must add is the starting balance, which will be from June 1st of the prior year, or when you opened your troop bank account if you're a new troop, which then the starting balance would be $0. If your troop bank account balance is greater than $1,000, you must add a note and let council know what the troop plans to do with the troop funds. For instance, is your Brownie troop planning to go to Yellowstone National Park for a week camping trip? Or is your cadet troop going to Europe next summer? Or are each of your troop girls planning their own destination and the troop is planning on helping with the funds or the expenses of that trip? Council knows all the amazing opportunities the troop and girls can have, and we want to know what's exciting in your world. Next, you're going to provide the troop banking information, your bank name, like First Interstate Bank, and your branch name, for instance, maybe 19th Street in Cheyenne, Wyoming. You'll also provide the last four numbers of the account number. The signers for the troop account is also included in this area. You will click the plus sign next to the Add Another Bank Account to add the additional signers. Next, GSMW would like to capture some additional information. 1. What is the troop status going to be for the following Girl Scout membership year? Are you returning as your regular troop? Are you merging with another troop? Are you disbanding? Or are you not quite sure yet? Please let us know. 2. Enter the troop service unit name and number. If you're not sure of your service unit number, please contact your service unit manager. Then there will be a series of questions. Some fields are required, some are not. You'll see in the red the required fields, and you'll click the plus sign next to your response to the council to respond to any of the questions. GSMW wants to know your thoughts on the new way to submit the annual financial report. Please let us know. Suggestions? Let me know those too. You must say yes in the question, I certify that this is a true and correct reflection of our troop financial activity, for the submission process to be completed. After you send the annual financial report, you must upload the receipts and May bank statement for the report to be complete. We will go over how and when to upload these documents in the next slides. You must also enter the troop's complete banking information in the following field for council record verification. This is a required field. Alright, all done. Well, almost. Please go back and preview the information that you entered. Please note the last update timestamp reflects when the annual financial report was last updated. When you're looking at the annual financial report in the Troop Leader preview mode, you're going to see the troop's income and expenses that you entered, the troop's financial summary from the entered information, the troop's bank account and signer information, the troop's status for the next membership year, and you'll be able to see the responses that you had to the council questions. When in preview mode as a troop leader, you can also go back and click Edit Report at any time to return to the annual financial report to change any information that may need to be changed. After you've checked all the information's correct and you're ready to send the annual financial report to council, you'll click Send to Council button. You will attach the required receipts and the May bank statement on the next window. This is the pop-up window that will appear once you had hit Send to Council. You will click Attach a Document here to attach bank statements, receipts, and any additional information you would like to provide to council. The max combined file size is 25 megabytes. You will browse your computer to find the documentation that you must upload to the report prior to submission. If your combined file size is greater than the 25 megabytes, please send the files and documents to accounting@gsmw.org and still submit this online financial report. Whenever sending the email, please note your troop number and annual financial report in the subject line. After attaching one document, you'll come back to this screen. Then you'll hit the Attach a Document again and go through the same process until all the documentation is uploaded and listed on the screen. Finally, when all the information is correct and uploaded, you will click Yes, Submit Now. There will be a confirmation of the submission of the annual financial report from your troop with the number of attached documents. Click OK to return to your Finance tab in the Volunteer Toolkit. Once you are back in the Finance tab for your troop, you'll see a confirmation message and you will see all of the submitted financial information, less the attached documents. Parents, through their personal MyGS, will also be able to see the troop income, expenses, and the financial summary data. Parents will not be able to see the troop notes, the banking information, the attachment, answers to any of the council questions, or any other additional information the troop provided council. Thank you so much for listening to the webinar today. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. You can also contact us on our website. You can also email accounting@gsmw.org.